We have multiple musical guests all the time here, but for something different today, we're going to have actually a visual artist named Jacobo Roa. How are you today, sir?
Thank you, Tom. Very well. Very happy to be here with you and the station and the beautiful city of New Orleans.
And how close did I get your name pronounced correctly?
Okay, right. My name is Jacobo. This is Jacob in English, and my last name is Roa. That's Roa. That's the one I use to sign my work.
Great. And you are a really progressive, colorful muralist, and your art is almost indescribable. I would actually simply direct people who have a computer beside them right now to just go on YouTube and type in Jacobo Roa, Jacobo Roa, and just start having a look while we have a chat, because you've got you had a gallery opening at the Angela King Gallery 2 nights ago, and the exhibit is going on for a couple of days. And I've looked at some of this work, and man, it's mind-blowing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
What wonderful talent you've got. And why don't you tell us about your inspiration, either on the small format of a canvas or the large format of a mural? Where have all these ideas come from?
Yeah, thank you. As you say, one of the things is to represent my style is they use a lot of color. I guess the spirit of my work comes from my country and my cultural roots. I have a big influence of the pre-Hispanic cultures, and I try to represent all this history in my work.
And where in Mexico are you from?
Okay, I originally born in Mexico City, but when I was real young, we moved to the center of the Mexico, one state called Guanajuato. That is very close to San Miguel de Allende. There is a very popular touristic place.
I've been there.
Yeah,
it's
I do like it. Yeah,
fantastic.
sure.
It's
amazing.
Life-changing.
See, and as you know, it's full of art there, and with a real pure Mexican style and cuisine, architecture, art, music. So that, I guess, I take my first influence on my work.
And puppets. And loud fireworks.
See, that's true. That's true for celebration. You know, Independence War and Revolution War start there in that state. So there's a history in every corner and every street and every church. So we have small museums. So I guess a concentration of that energy there with the color was the first time I touched my soul without the spirit of my country.
And Angela King is here, and she is. The big enchilada at the Angela King Gallery.
Super.
And did you set up this exhibit just because your mind was blown too, or
yes? Actually, I met Jacobo about 5 years ago. We brought him here for a wonderful exhibit and a Day of the Dead celebration. And because of everything that's been happening in the last few years, it took us 5 years to get him back. And his work is outstanding. In the interim, he did a 5-story mural in Mexico City of Warner Records, and that mural in itself is incredible. And we wanted to get him back into New Orleans for a little while. He'll be up for the whole month of November.
All right. I'm curious about giant murals and how you plan them out and give birth. I mean, you start with just like a napkin and a ballpoint pen, and then it just gets more and more elaborate. And what's the genesis of a mural that's dozens of feet by dozens of feet?
I start to bake murals as a first time in my first years of art school, and to be honest, I was really nervous when I had my first project. The one was 2 meters per 2 meters. At the beginning, the conception of the composition on my mind. Start to have time and then everything start to come more easy when I just disconnect this intellectual side of my brain and just I start to be part by part. So with the time I start to make something more bigger and then more bigger and then more bigger, and then the last 5 years I've been working in a pieces of 250 square meters. I guess is the big one. It's a big mural. The one is located in a Progreso, Yucatan, very close to Merida. Is located in a cruise ship pier.
Pier port.
Yeah, the name is Puerto Progreso. So, and these represent the history of the state of Yucatan in connection with the roots of Mayan culture and Mexican history. And
I'd like to just again try and have the listener who hasn't seen your art. We try and help them visualize. These are not pastorals. This is not Jackson Pollock. This is not abstract. This is multiple objects occupying the same space, as if gravity doesn't really matter. And so you have a canvas, and then you just start filling it with objects, beautifully realized, beautifully meticulously painted objects. I mean, there's like a little bit of Dali in there, and then there's a little bit of Jean-Baptiste Basquiat in there, and then but it's totally your own thing.
Sí.
And it's not really surrealism, but how on earth do you describe your work? And you probably have to do an elevator pitch every now and then.
You are doing very well, Tom. I mean, you make the description exactly what I do. I try to make my own history there with the different elements of the full picture. The composition have a little small universe. The one have a connection with one with another, and on the end, the composition is a big movie. It's a big history of my life experience, my roots, my country, my opportunity to be in another countries and feed my spirit with new ideas, new people, another artists, and on the end. I just, without this collection, I create this kind of universe. My first and most important influence, I guess, are the Mexican master muralists like Siqueiros, Diego Rivera, and the ones are making amazing work, and they change the history of the muralist art on the world.
But you're a long way from Rivera.
See, I mean,
just out on Mars.
That's true, but I don't know. It's artist
way,
is full. Yeah, it's full of different levels and layers. Sorry, and in fact, Diego Rivera born in Guanajuato, the capital of the city of Guanajuato, the capital of the state, and the one I born. So one of my favorite family trip was a weekend. I visit the city, walk the street, and visit once and another time.
Right.
For I don't know how many times the house museum of Diego Rivera. The one is next door to the University of Guanajuato. I get a lot of inspiration of his first works.
So listeners, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Jacobo Roa, and he has a exhibit going on at the Angela King Gallery, 241 Royal, which is right across from Hotel Monteleone over on the corner there, and you can see this work in person. And I thought, what's some music you like to listen to while doing your work? And I brought down, you said it was cute. You prefer Cuban music, and I brought down a box set of sorts, and let you pick a song. And how about you be Mr. DJ and tell us what we're about to hear?
Okay, this is Son de la Loma. It's one of my favorite songs of Trio Matamoros. It's a classic for the last centuries.
Okay, then we'll play some of that, and we'll come back and chat a little bit more. You've got Jazz on French Market here on WWOZ. That's the one, right?
Sí, esa está buena.
241 Royal, and it's a pleasure talking to him because his art is just outrageous. Now, why were you liking that song so much?
That song and another one from the 50s, 60s from last century in Cuba are my favorites because my father and part of my family liked her, and then I have a really good connection with Cuba. I have some friends, musician, and Playa del Carmen, the place I come from, and then I have the opportunity to visit the island a few times. I have a magnificent experience. I make really good friends, all musicians.
You said in Iceland?
Yeah, the Iceland.
Oh,
yeah, the island of Cuba.
The island.
The island.
Oh, island. Oh.
Island. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. Yeah, the island.
I would direct listeners to your Instagram page. You can go there right now, and it's Jacobo Roa all lowercase, all straight across, Jacoboroa, and you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. People would suddenly see this sort of just trip-inducing wow factor that your paintings and your murals cause the viewer to experience, and it's a real pleasure and a real honor to have you here. So
thank you, Tom. It's my pleasure as well.
And San Miguel de Allende, we were talking about a little bit. I got to spend a few weeks there. Just a heavenly artist conclave, a couple hours north of Mexico City, and it was my first Mexico experience, and it just changed my view. And it's just so frustrating that there's politicians out there who stoke fear, stoke anger, and manufacture votes by beating up on Mexicans and saying they're all robbers or they're all coming here to assault us. And it's so frustrating when you see the actual respect for family and the respect for the elderly and the respect for keeping the city clean and all these sorts of things. It's like I was told something different, and my eyes are opening. What do you tell people who have an erroneous view of Mexico?
Vision of Mexico.
You can go close to the microphone.
Yeah, I guess in the last I don't know, maybe 20 years, the introduction of all those systems of communication and propaganda, like the movies and the TV series are, and the news we have all the time in our mobile or television, give us a different vision of what Mexico is. We have a great culture of more than 2,500 years with amazing cultures, pre-Hispanic like Aztec, Mayans, Toltecs, and this concept of the present time, our gastronomy, or food, on history.
It's a creative civilization.
That's true. What's the most important in that when the Spain conquest come to the continent, the structure of the cities and the civilization with the advance and mathematics, cosmology, and architecture was amazing. So, of course, as you say, we have one politic side, the one doesn't help a lot on the construction of this city, but your experience is just an example what this beautiful part of Mexico is, and the amazing relation we have in the cultural side with the country. And New Orleans is one of those examples. The one I feel very similar in that structure of a different thing like music, happiness, gastronomy, with the south of Mexico and the part I come from, the peninsula of Yucatan.
And the parades in Mexico sort of mimic New Orleans parades in that they're non-commercial, they're organic, they're creativity for the creation's sake. And if no tourists showed up, the parade would go on anyway, because the people throwing the parade are happy they created something and brought pleasure. So,
yeah, for sure, and that is present in our time. So one of the, I guess, the work of the artists in Mexico, we have to have very clear on the mind is to be a good ambassador of this part of our country, and then have the opportunity to show the creation of that important side of Mexico, like dancers, sculptors, painters, theater actors, whatever. Movie is giving more opportunity right now to present that important side of Mexico, that amazing roots we have.
Great. Well, it's been wonderful talking to you. I actually
Thank you, Tom.
dug up a Mexican jazz artist here, which I forgot to queue up. Why don't we let Angela King tell us about your gallery and your website?